These coins look ordinary at first glance, just a simple nickel with Jefferson's face on the front and Monticello on the back. But a tiny mistake at the Denver Mint in 1953 produced a few rare errors that today can sell for the kind of money that makes your heart jump. We're talking huge prices, the kind you would never expect from a 5-cent coin. Some of the rarest 1953 D errors can bring $100,000, $125,000, and in one almost unbelievable case, close to $148,000. Yes, that's right, a single nickel selling for over $100,000. And the most exciting part is that regular people have found these rare treasures by accident while looking through old change. So stay with me, because by the end of this story, you will know exactly why these nickels can be so valuable, how they were made, and what to look for in your own coins. Back in 1953, the United States was growing fast, businesses were booming, and people were using coins every single day. The Denver Mint had one job: make millions and millions of nickels for the whole country. But when machines move fast and workers try to keep up with huge demand, mistakes can happen. Most of the time these mistakes get caught and destroyed before the coins leave the building. But not always. A tiny number of error coins slip through, and a few of those errors are so strange and so dramatic that collectors get excited just hearing about them. These unusual accidents are what make the 1953 D nickel a legend. Even though almost 60 million nickels were made that year, only a tiny fraction have big errors. And out of those, only a handful have the kind of rare mistakes that turn a common nickel into a high-value treasure. One of the biggest reasons the 1953 D errors are so special is because the normal coins from that year were not very well made. The dies, the metal tools that stamped the design onto the coin, were worn out and weak. That means most coins from 1953 have soft details, blurry steps on Monticello, and not much sharpness. So when an error happens on a year where coins were already poorly struck, it creates something very unusual. A crisp, dramatic error from 1953 D is extremely rare, much rarer than errors from many other years. Collectors know this, and that's why they pay so much for these coins. What kinds of errors are we talking about? Some of the most valuable 1953 D errors are off-center strikes. This happens when the coin blank is not sitting correctly in the machine when the design is pressed onto it. If the strike is far off-center, maybe 50% or more, but the date and mint mark can still be seen, then the value shoots up. These kinds of off-center 1953 D nickels can sell for thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Another type of valuable error is a double strike or multi-strike, which means the coin was hit by the press 2 or more times, leaving more than one portrait or more than one Monticello on the coin. A clear, bold multi-strike from 1953 D is extremely rare, and one of the best examples ever found sold close to $148,000. That is the type of money that changes your life. Imagine holding a coin that was hit twice or 3 times by accident and now it is worth more than a house. Wrong planchet errors are also possible. A planchet is the blank piece of metal used to make a coin. If the wrong type of metal gets into the press, like a blank meant for a foreign coin or a different denomination, then the final coin looks strange, weighs differently, and becomes valuable. A 1953 D nickel struck on the wrong metal can bring tens of thousands of dollars, and the nicest ones can move well into the 6-figure range. Even regular full steps 1953 D nickels, which means the stairs on Monticello are sharp and complete with no breaks, can sell for thousands because they are so hard to find for that year. But when a full steps nickel also has a big error like an off-center strike or a double strike, that's when the value goes through the roof. To find these coins, you need to know what to look for. The first thing is the mint mark. You must see the small letter D on the back of the coin, to the right of Monticello. That tells you it was made in Denver. Next, look carefully for anything unusual. Does the coin look like it was punched twice? Does the design shift to one side? Are parts missing? Does it have a strange shape? Does Jefferson's face look doubled? Do the steps on Monticello look perfect and clean? These are the signs that tell you a simple 5-cent coin might be worth a fortune. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone camera zoom to inspect the details. Even small errors can be valuable, but big dramatic ones are what bring the six-figure prices. Another important thing is condition. A beat-up old nickel with scratches and dents will never be worth as much as a clean, shiny one. That's why the rarest, most valuable 1953-era nickels are usually in very high grades. When a coin is in mint state, meaning it looks almost brand new, the value can go up many times higher. That's why some lucky finds have sold for between $100,000 and $125,000, and why that one special multi-strike example reached nearly $148,000 at auction. If you ever think you have a rare 1953 nickel, the best thing to do is send it to a professional grading company like PCGS, NGC, or ANAX. They can tell you if the error is real, how rare it is, and what grade it deserves. A certified grade makes the coin worth much more because collectors trust the judgment of the experts. So now you know the story. A simple nickel from 1953, made at the Denver Mint, can be worth almost nothing, or it can be worth more than $100,000 if it has the right error. These are not coins you see every day. They are rare, exciting, and full of history. They remind us that even ordinary things can hide incredible surprises. The next time you go through your change, or your old coin jar, or the box of coins you inherited from a family member, take your time and look closely. Because one little nickel, worn or shiny, normal or strange, could be sitting there waiting for you. And if it turns out to be one of the rare 1953-era nickels, then you might be holding a coin worth between $100,000 and $125,000, or maybe even $148,000. That's the magic of rare coins, and that's why people all over the world keep looking for them every day.